Hello Rage Quitters! Another Killing Floor 3 video. I know, it's Friday, so we've got the weekend to look forward to. IGN Live are hosting some KF3 related shenanigans this weekend, so that's I'm looking forward to that, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. So let's see what we've got here. So Nightfall news, Zeds take the city streets. Throughout the history of Killing Floor, our urban maps have cemented themselves as some of the best showcases of the cave experience. Past maps like Burning Paris and Transit have become fan favourites for providing an exciting variety of gameplay challenges, from those tight close quarters engagements, to all-out mayhem in outdoor holdout zones, leaning on the leaning on the relative familiarity of the locale to really showcase the game's core mechanics. Yep, I can attest to that. Now it's time to take the legacy into the future, introducing City Streets, the concrete jungle featured in the closed beta, which is looking dramatically different. Now reworked with a fresh 4G coat of paint, this map is the perfect showcase for the game's enhanced lighting, level design and atmosphere. It's not a full stop, it's a comma. My eyes need sorting out. Let's try that again. This map is a perfect showcase for the game's enhanced lighting, level design and atmosphere. Now let's take a closer look at this brutalist dystopia, purpose-built for mayhem and carnage. My god, I cannot read. What's wrong with me? Let's check this out. Take to P, what's going on here? It should be 4K, bro. Very nice. So let's take a look deeper. So as you can see, there's a lot of red and black themes going on here, which is very nice, which is the theme of Killing Floor 3, actually, red and black, which is perfectly in theme. Let's see what we got. So this is the explosive truck. I'm assuming it's still an explosive truck that was in the beta. So we've got the turret is there as normal. So we've got the usual underpass here. So I don't think the actual structure of the map has changed at all from what we can see from the footage we've got here, which is good. Because I think Streets was one of my favourite maps. Although I did think it needed more devastation, which is what they seem to have done. Well, what they've definitely done here, which is really good. So this is really cool. All the red hue just sort of gives like a devastation feel. All the graffiti on the cars. I think the graffiti was there before, but it just seems to be more of everything basically. Housing defense. I don't think that was there before, which is a nice little touch. So we've got a combination of sort of ruined and semi-functional lights and signage and stuff like that, which is interesting. I think we've got a lot more corpses as well. So we've got a perfectly working sign here. There don't appear to be any damage on it. Maybe add a couple of marks on it, just maybe shatter the corners or something, or make it flicker, make it a bit less, because it looks too perfect there. I don't know why, but there you go. Housing defense. Spawn locations for the Zeds. Of course, you got the old cameras. We know what they're for. This is one of my favourite parts of the revamp. It just looks absolutely chaotic. And I've just noticed there's a guy trapped in the... Is it a guy? Has it been split in half on the elevator doors? I think so. Gross. Nice hand, nice head. Nice legs with minus body. Very cool. Nice. I like the embers coming down here. Very nice and atmospheric. Got the Horsing logo on the floor. I think most of the stuff I'm pointing out in terms of signage and stuff was there before, but just I think it's just more of it. Got dented, looks what appears to be dented sort of grills at the top there. Yeah, this is just great. Stuff like the signage here, it looks really good and it adds to the atmosphere, but I think they could have the odd missing letter or flickering just to make it look as though it's, you know, it's partially functioning. It's not, it's broken. It's the whole place is broken. You know, I think having the perfect signs there just, I don't know, just reduce the sort of believability of it. What do I know? Love this. Look at this vista, beautiful. Just the hue of the red lights at the bottom. Then you got the Horsing Tower in the foreground there, just bellowing smoke. Very nice. Again, yeah, we've got all these perfectly formed signs. Maybe it's just a way for them to light the way. I don't know. I'm not a level designer. Just what I see that looks aesthetically pleasing or not. Oh, these huge. Just noticed this huge plume of smoke as well. Very cool. Look at this. Absolutely brilliant. Really nice. It's night and day difference, quite literally. Someone's head there as well. See, I've never noticed the cameras moving before. That's a nice little touch. Look at this. It looks the use of fog here is brilliant. Really nice. I like it. And here is the it goes to the inside where the elevators are, and you can actually shoot this little valve which makes the pipe explode, which is nice. Look at that. Mr. Clamley. My goodness. I'm assuming it's Mr. Clamley. I'm assuming that's Kevin or some descendant of Kevin. Moon's out. Looking nice. Nice strips along, red strips along the buildings just to emphasise the theming. I love it. The trees look really good as well. And of course this can be completely destroyed, which is all nice. Well, I'm assuming it can. So you've got the turrets up here as well, and the signage, and of course the to the left hand side you've got the zip line where it goes down to the bottom. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, again. So this could flicker on and off. I mean, it is flashing on and off, but I think that's just the way the sign's designed. That could have a few missing letters, but also just obviously convey the message that it's in disarray. You know, there's destruction everywhere. There's things are not as perfect. Horsing, that could flicker. It's not already. Yeah, so I think that could be given a little flicker or a bit of damage. Same with this. This looks too nice. It looks too perfect. Maybe I'll have some blood on it or something, or flickering letters, or some letters sort of hanging off or missing. I think that would add to it. Anybody would think I were a game developer. I'm not. Yeah, I love the smoke. Interesting how that's blue. I think that's the only blue Horsing logo I've seen. That's interesting. Look at that, the smoke and stuff looks really nice. Maybe not have all these lamps out, and maybe have a couple that are flickering or sparking just to add a bit more chaos. Yeah, look at that. Again, look, perfect sign, just all it's doing is flashing on and off like it should be doing. I think it should have some form of damage to it. These are just personal opinions, of course. Love it. That's really nice. And there you go. Wow, Very nice. Very cool. So, moving on. Clamfield. Why live anywhere else? First things first, a flyover video. If you have headphones, now is the time to put them on. Yes, very nice. So we've got some screenshots here. So, SitRep. Welcome to Clamfield, Nevada, a bustling company megacity that's been home to housing employees looking for an upscale place to work and play. For years, safety, structure and corporate approved leisure have defined the city until now. Yeah, it looks really nice, doesn't it? Proper nice and detailed. This once idyllic neighbourhood has now devolved into a bloody war zone after a hidden Zeds storage facility was inexplicably activated. Since the Zed incursion, the streets of Clamfield has become a war-torn hellscape. Your mission is to pick up where the local security force left off, take the VTOL to Clamfield and neutralise the Zed threat, and if you can, find out who unleashed them in the first place and why. Let's get brutalist. Nightfall intelligence indicates that there are high concentrations of Zed in or around 3 distinct zones: Clamley Square, C&V Market and the Parkview Tower employee residences. Since these Zeds have had ample time to make themselves at home in these environs, it's important to remain mobile while gaining your footing on the ground. You're telling me. As soon as you've got on your bearings in the city streets, it's time to determine a holdout location. I think we've found the sweet spot on this map during the beta, but things might change, you never know. Due to Chief Horsing's architect's desire to employ the ration and compression and release design principle, many small corridors very quickly give way to wider spaces, ideal for kiting Zeds and retreating when overwhelmed. Successfully navigating these indoor spaces can buy precious time for resupplies and healing. Okay, doke. This is a big article actually. Outdoors you'll find areas further up and up the battleground, starting with the oxygen-rich green space in Clamfield Park and ending on a very wide holdout zone outside C&V Market. Be wary of these outdoor zones. Husks particularly enjoy rooftop vantage points, and splitting off from your squad to deal with them may often mean a surprise encounter with Gorefasts. Interesting. Yeah, I do like the redesign of the Husks, especially the traversal. It's just brilliant. I don't like their attacks. I think they're too spammy and annoying, but I think that's their role. Anyway, if you find yourself in a similar pickle, it is advisable to retreat into the nearby housing unit. My goal when... I think these are development notes. Yeah. Art Director, Andrew Kirshner. My goal when designing city streets was to reinforce the dystopian aspect of this world through oppressive, cold and bleak architecture that finds inspiration in the various forms of brutalism in Russia, Europe and the US. Another key factor for the architecture was to tie the key housing shape language that we defined for Zed technology. This led us to use stronger angular shapes with lots of repetition that you'll see throughout this large housing designed city. Interesting. Okay, on to the next, and we have Gifts from HQ. Before tragically falling victim to the onslaught of Zeds, housing security attempted an evacuation to no avail. To ensure that Nightfall won't reach the same bitter end, we've preemptively deployed some of Imran's countermeasures devices to provide support in case you get overrun. So I'm assuming that means like access to the armor boxes, zip lines and extra doors and stuff. Let's have a look. It is recommended not to leave the stronghold without at least one multi-tool to ensure full utilisation of local defensive measures. Yep, just as I thought. Across the city streets there are auto turrets, lockable doors, armour boxes and zip lines. In order to make the most of your time in Clamfield, you want to continuously activate these devices, especially if you find yourself overrunning one of the city's many open areas. In city streets, it is highly important to establish a solid holdout zone before the final round's boss Zed. Although the best decision is one made in the face of danger, data from combat simulation suggests that the most effective holdout zone will often be outside the bank of housing. I think that's the is that the front? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. As we're sure you're abundantly aware already, the full might of Nightfall is at your beck and call, but we are limited by where and when we can resupply you. So wherever you and your team decide to hold, be mindful of the chosen zone's relative location to the in-round trader pod. Basically, don't get cornered, you get absolutely munted. Design notes: for city streets, my 3 tips to live would have to be: come prepared with a multi-tool. Turrets and zip lines are placed throughout the map and create amazing choke points and escape routes. Number 2, take cover indoors from husks and the fire they rain down on you. Yep, 100%. There are a lot of great line of sight angles in this map, perfect for sniping. Yep, sharpshooter's delight. That's Tommy Salmon's QA manager, internal and second party. Thanks for stopping by another Nightfall and news briefing. Stay up to date on Killing Floor. Please visit the community links below, and make sure to tune into IGN Live this Saturday for some special KF3 news and announcements. What's this linky here? Is this alright, okay. See what it says, see if there's anything here. Okay. So it's just IGN's panel. We'll be checking it out, I think. Looking forward to that. So there you go, another Killing Floor 3 update. This is very good. I'd like to see more of these. I do like creating things for Killing Floor 3 because I like to document this journey. I think I've only missed one. I think I missed the Foster feature, which I will get around to at some point. But these are more interesting to me. Yeah, very cool. So yeah, check into IGN's YouTube channel over the weekend. You might see some interesting stuff. So yeah, I hope you like this. You know what to do. Click on that like. We've had a few more subscribers. Thank you very much over the last few days, which is great. Not far now to the magic 2k. I'm going to do a giveaway as well, I think, and a special video once we hit 2k, so look out for that. In between the other videos I post, I'm looking at doing some more Ark or even Dune, the new Dune game that's coming out soon. I might be covering that, so that's going to be something interesting. Anyway, enjoy your weekend and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.